Friendly greetings and welcome to my monastery studio. I am Torley, and right here we've got Addictive Keys. That kind of rhymes from XLN Audio. Gracious thank you to Stefan Gustafsson for putting me in touch with a complimentary copy of this. As you may know or not from Project Preset, I walk through. It's not a review in the traditional sense, nor is it any sort of educational value. It is simply an exploration through the built-in sounds that this instrument can make, and perhaps it will persuade you to buy it or not, depending on your particular needs. I can't speak in that way for anyone else, but I can express the music. So let me go ahead and play some more, and we'll dig deeper in about what I am really enjoying on its own merits, as well as some of the context. Before Addictive Keys, I am a huge fan of Addictive Drums, and this carries over the classy, very, very sensible, polished user interface, the gold and the blues color scheme, and adapts it to pianos. So let's play some more. As we see here, it's a very nice explorer. So we can just, there are three basic instruments as of this writing or speaking, and I hope they'll expand it more. Just like with Addictive Drums, there are more kit pieces and different styles from metal to hip hop. So who knows, other pianos could be included here in the future. I venture to speculate. Let's begin with the Studio Grand then. And I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I just got to click down here. Very nice and easy. And so presets are laid out uniquely. You have them on the bottom row of several of these pages. I'll be going through all these, as well as a more traditional preset browser. And this is more pretty for our sake, so let's roll and rock with that. You've heard the Studio Grand, and you can change the tone. Let's listen to that. So here it sounds sharper, more the hammers sound like that. So one thing I've already quickly noticed and enjoyed about this is that there are both the traditional, the sort of pure sounds, as well as the more imaginative ones. And I love that range of creativity because I grew up as a classical concert pianist and then evolved into electronic piano. Some of you may have heard glitch piano, which I did, which explores those sort of polar values of the traditional roots and the experimental electronics. We're just going to take our time, so enjoy, relax. Very muted, and this is well suited if you want it kind of in the background of a mix, if it's more accompaniment than the lead. One thing that I am certain to test with pianos, and I have played over 100 of sampled pianos, is loading time. Now, it loads very fast. I'm using an SSD, but I'm assured it does load fast in general. So you can hear, so we combine a hard tone with the hard there. It's very stabby. House piano. We'll get to more of that later. Let's go. So you can easily, with these knobs, shape your favorite tone and save it. And again, so they all affect sort of a, it's hard to put in words, but you've heard it. If we put everything to the left, it's going to be very blurry, very atmospheric. always a good idea to test the whole 88 keys. Let's go to the next one and let's play with effects. And by the way, at any time, if you don't want to be playing, you can automatically preview and change between presets or hit play buttons like that. That's pretty handy. So let's see, age strings. I was like testing staccato too, because there's a lot of sample pianos out there that display deficiencies with staccato or things like subtleties that you take for granted in the real world, like pedal noise, and I'm going to get to that as well. But a lot of these characteristics, the so-called imperfections that make up a totality of a convincing simulated piano performance. And sometimes you close your eyes and you don't see that I'm playing at a synth kind of controller, a MIDI controller, and it sounds more real. Psychoacoustics are very fascinating. So effects, let's see. So it's more of a reverb, and then more space. Wet there. Maybe too much there. But again, it's great how it's so flexible. Yet these are like the quick macro easy knobs. Notice how if you hover over it, says what the, I did see that just a moment ago, what the more advanced parameter does. I did see that. Where did that go? Okay, like I adjusted it, I thought. What was it? Okay, I think that's something. I wonder if that's a bug. That's a nice thing in these videos. I show the raw. Oh, sample shift. So that's what an easier way of understanding it. Less technical terms. Timbre, more traditional terms. So let's go to roomy pop and how that's different. I have been on an improvising streak. Back to the basics. BTTB, as Ryuichi Sakamoto said. Time slows. Now, true to my project preset series, I've not heard most of these before. I simply got acquainted with the mechanics. So the emotional reactions and the improvisations, this is all new, all fresh. You're basically hearing this pseudo live or quasi live, depending on your definition. So next up is intimate. And notice how it makes sense. You go from a left to right sort of workflow. At least this is what I intuited, that you choose the top level piano you want to play. There's a grand right now, an upright, and I think it's based on a Wurlitzer, is it? I'm not sure, an electric piano. Forget offhand. I'm going to take a closer look at that later, promise. And then you go to the right here to explore, and then you can really get and fine tune. And let's do a little bit of that now to show you how that all functions. So let's try that. So this one, it sounds a little more, what's it called? Intimate. It is closer. And that is partially because of the microphones. 3D microphone placement. Very cool. You can turn it off at any time, or you can add microphones. So we have nothing there, no sound. And then we can go ahead and customize different mics. Like you want far away distance mics, perhaps, at this position. Or you want something close. There, see? I'll play that for you again. Different angles. It's like walking around a virtual piano. And I love that sense of the space you're in, because it's not just the piano, it's the interactions with the wave reflections around it, and especially when I consider time travel. Different pianos throughout the ages. You hear occasional crackles, pardon. That's not actually the instrument. That's the latency. Mountain lion, damn you. It's a macOS incompatibility. Hope they fix that, Apple. It's better in line. Sometimes I regret upgrading, but I'm not going to go into that here. Keep it positive. And so you have a lot of things. I'm not going to exactly explain all of them. Some of them are self-explanatory. When you look at the label, you hear the sound. The manual is quite elegant too. It's quite short. So we get a kind of wonky, like out of tune. See, now it just became a horror movie instead of a intimate love piano. It's a piano of doom. I'm gonna kill you. That is magic. All right, so let's try a sample shift here. Stefan was telling me that these are among his favorites, this one. So it can sound very chunky there. Very more nasal. I'm not going to do all these, but let me get to pedal noise. Love that. You hear that? I'm going on and off the pedal. Okay, enough with the horror for now. Let's see. Oh yes. Another thing I should add, which will be more prominent in some of these than others, is the mod wheel will do creative things. That's not found in a lot of sampled pianos which stay classically pure, which is not something I can absolutely relate to. I prefer to have that choice because, hey, I don't have to touch that if I don't want to. Let's see if it does anything here. Well, maybe it's not set up for modulation. I actually don't know about that. But we have effects. So you've seen the microphone. We can add some noise here. Let's see here. Final noise. Oh. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Crackly. And this would be great. See, then you get to tweaking. Oh, okay. So it tells you that's a good interface. So we can, let's see, move the effects up here. Now let's try some other noise. So this is exaggerated, but the demonstrate something here. Tube, white noise, subtle different character. Oh, even DC noise. I love this because if you know, I love the plugin called Speakerphone, which is like this rainbow noise assortment, this library of different noise characteristics and types. And this has microphones in it. So it's very, very start to finish polished workflow. You don't necessarily, it's ready to go. You don't have to polish it with other effects unless you want to. You have a huge amount available in here. That's very convenient, especially taxed on memory. Just want the convenience. You hear what I'm playing? So we're making this more subtle. Let's see what happens. Okay, and then it's more of a perma noise. Okay. I love that. We'll be here all night at this rate, and I hope you don't mind. I'm doing my best to be gracious and considerate. Manners. So what else do we have to explore here? I guess tremolo. We could go. I think some of these will expose more than others. So, we have some more noise types. Let's do those. Muff noise. Final, of course. Going to play a key before it sounds. And tape. So it can add a authenticity that way. This is for... Let's see this. Oh, more effects. That's really cool. Oh, you're right. You have one there, one there. Okay. That's groovy to know. So we'll get to more of that later because I know some of them are going to make creative exploration of those. Let's go to jazzish. A nice round bottom. Blues notes like I love the creates like a bridge when you have in the low and the high. Let's see. And it's so important to listen to those notes up high because in a lot of inferior sample pianos, they sound mechanical in a bad way because they didn't actually sample every note with multiple velocities or model it correctly. So I love those are particularly revealing characteristics. It's easier to get the middle of the range right. But when you have the basso profondo and these high, very high notes, and you do a little arpeggiati. So like snowfall, and then like... And it's so important when evaluating a piano. And there is a free version, I think, of this piano that limits the range. But I'm playing this for your pleasure to just let it ring out with the sustain pedal and without. Tests for science. Imagine grand, presumably. So it switches between them pretty quickly. I think there was a little click each time. Let's see. Testing, test. Yeah, there's sort of a click, but it's subtle. And by the way, this one, it'll play the top keyboard. I just have a different velocity curve, so it's easier to hit the really loud velocities. Not so evident in that one because it sounds compressed. You can see how each one was set to base it upon and create your own sounds to base it upon, I mean, intense keys. Whoa, sorry, that's not from the piano, that's from this keyboard plastic cracking. It's not ivory. Hit it so damn hard. Which is great for classical runs. So that has a great dynamic range about it. Notice from the so-called pianissimo or the fortissimo. Yeah, that has an easier time. I don't need to hit that as hard. So changes may be subtle with that. But let's move on. We've got more presets to play in the Explore map. So you head to this page. It's neat because you have these more specialties and you don't have the easy knobs because I think the really different things apply to each one. First time I'm hearing this for you. Deliberately playing with the dynamic range for you to give a good illustration of the expressivity. Because if you hit them all at the same velocity, that sounds unwantedly like a computer playing, unless you're doing house music, which we'll get to later. Now, of course, a big part of my project preset is it's like a time capsule of my impressions in the laboratory, uncooked of what I felt during this time of my life. And I'm so delighted to share this with you. Oh yeah, pitch bend. This is great because it can easily change the pitch and something I love. It's right here in the gear. There's more options. You can change the tuning if you wanted. I don't really use that, but I suppose you could maybe hear the difference. More for you're into microtones and Wendy Carlos. So this just easily, and I love this, because you can sound natural and unnatural at the same time. Like, or like a almost sounds like a dulcimer. that's the joy of the spark of creativity. Loading, you see how fast that went. What also impressed me in my cursory testing earlier is that changing between the grand, the upright, which I'm very excited about, is Stefan's favorite apparently, and the electric piano is it loads. They all load pretty fast between them. Let's see, ambient. I love it. This reminds me of why I got into music in the first place. That awe. It's such a great thing too, technique-wise, is if you alternate, going off another tangent here, that's how we roll, we flow, from solid chords to the rolled broken ones. Just adding, like with chorus, how a signal is slightly out of time, it creates this nice diffusion effect. Let me demonstrate. So solids, and then roll it. And as much as I've enjoyed some of the sample pianos that are Kontakt, Native Instruments Kontakt libraries, I really like how the interface is so smoothly optimized for doing this one of many things well. Keys, addictive ones. Here we go with monotube. So it's not stereo like some others. Some of the vintage recordings. A lot of it's really easy. A lot of these licks and flourishes. Oh, my door's open. Is a cat invading one moment. I'll be right back. Sometimes my pet cat. Oh, hi, Uni. Oh, she's run off. You didn't see it, but my cat, my little baby cat, she knows how to open doors quite well. Sometimes she comes in, but now's not the time to play with Daddy because she gets up my lap and I'm like, oh, I can't. Anyway, gotta post pictures, more of her later. Can't hear that do anything on that one. We'll keep playing. Just these rolls. You know where I'm going with this? Not quite. I ruined it. How's that for chord changes? Wasn't that Irving Berlin's favorite key, F sharp major? So this is presumably what it sounds like to be seated in the audience. Presumably, the flexibility with mics too must be fantastic for if you're shooting a movie with different camera angles. Say someone's playing the piano, but you're actually matching the audio up here, and you could simulate those different vantages. Let's do some more of that. That was pretty addictive. So wider, different kinds of microphones, a lot of flexibility, and easy to understand. Okay, one more for this page. Retro. let's examine the space between the notes. Okay, that was gorgeous. I interrupt myself because I want some noise. That could sound really vintage. So let's see some vinyl here. Let's see. Closer. Actually, that was kind of good. Wait. Maybe make it a... That's also side ribbon. Let's see. And let's see. Change this to, a distorter. Turn this on. There we go. Compression. All kinds of distortion. Oh, sweet! Let's compare those. I like how it glows. It's got a nice glow to it. It's harsh, like a guitar. Oh, wow. It's a tube, extreme, kind of sounds like a tube saturation, but extreme. So anyway, I like from that the air pressure and maybe some chorus. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Let's do buzzy. Go slower, deeper, wider. What's octave mode? Oh, maybe make it kind of more tinny. Almost a peak. And of course, pedal is up. Okay, so in a few seconds and or minutes, you can end up with something. I haven't really touched those. Not sure what that does offhand. I read in the manual, I forget right now. Okay, but here's what I was going to play for you. Here's what was going coursing through my mind. That was delightful. My intention in demonstrating that was a tone that I really like is VHS, but film as well, the sort of 70s soap operas and tragic movies, and maybe even in a Romeo and Juliet vein. But look, we got more presets to play with in Addictive Keys. Just making sure I'm not missing that. That's got a very wide sound. Grand Nor. Did it add a bit of chorus? Is it subtle? I wonder if I can tell already on the edit page what it does. Oh, it looks like, let's see. Ah, yes. See where I'm moving the mod wheel and the depth right there of the vibrato. That's what it sounds like. Okay, lovely. We've answered that question. Perfecto. We'll make this one even better. It's definitely more pedo noise. Kind of. Not so noticeable with that. I have to explore more why. What are the... Really compressed that one. But it was fun. Turn the mic away briefly so you don't hear that the clicking so much. Oh. Not overly fond of that one. I don't really have a use for that. At least not now. Oh, hey, let's see what this does. Good supporting role. You can get all these sounds out of a combination of the bass sampled piano and the microphones and the effects. And sometimes pianos suited for a different style is as much a matter of the microphones, mic placement, as it is the notes themselves. Think about different guitarists and how different amps and pedals lead to their signature sounds. So that's a good overview of that. Mr. Bright. I'm hurrying to the next one because it's VHS infomercial. Let's see what the demo for that sounds like. They're very suitable. It's not the same little clip for each one. For 3 easy payments of $19.99, you could buy this. I was going to say the piano, but the price is quite great. I checked on the website. You should see for yourself in your local currency. I don't want to mislead here. Getting more clicks lately. Don't think it's because of this. More parts have to pay nicely, but I like that sound a lot. That would sound well with the see, kind of detuned. Oh, I bet it would sound even nicer if I go ahead and let's see, in dissonance. Where's the dissonance? Oh, there we go. So sad. Broken down piano. So funny by taking out the life of it. It's so sad, but it sounds like it has more life as in character and personality, and memorability injected like a poison. Okay, and log velocity. That's an interesting. Oh no, not backup now. Later. Almost like it's bowed. So it has the attack made mushy. Interesting. Oh. Oh. Getting fancy techno piano. And you could tempo sync these too. I would have expected that to make a difference there. So not a real harpsichord, but a do-it-yourself. interesting choice. Ping pong mallet. Oh, hey, that could be good for some minimalist ones. Yeah, getting kind of glassy in there. Let's see if I can actually bury this myself. What happens? Let's see here. Oh, that's weird. We've changed the mod wheel. We'll have to play more of those kind of ostinatos. Whoa, was not expecting that. It's like Linkin Park kind of piano. Reminds me of my track Morgellons. I like more crunch in that, actually. It's getting bigger. Why is this? Oh, I had to select a different part. That's why. So each one of these corresponds. You can see the tab there to the area on top. So this one actually should have changed. It already had distortion. I'll have to play with that one more later. What I love about doing these videos is that I have all sorts of ideas to review for future compositions. Those are relics that I gather in my dreams. They come to life. So kind of wah-wah. This one looks like it uses quite a bit of CPU power for CPU, not CPU. So I do hear some crackling there. Gotta use this one with care. I wonder why that is. So if I was to explore, edit, why could, oh, there's 3 of these and then there's the reverb and delay section as well. Gotta explore that. Anyway, last one for here. Whoa, that's exotic. That one looks like it uses a fair amount of CPU power as well. And while that's not normally problematic if I'm just playing, when I'm recording a video as well, it adds additional strain. But anyway, now you know. All right, so in the next video, I'm going to go into the modern operant. And I hope you join me for much fun there.